Hi, it's Rosalind here with your quick training tip for the day. For those who work from home, one of the most difficult things that we find is that quite often we get a lot of distractions. Distractions just from daily life. You know, the phone rings, the email pops up, Skype pops up. We don't generally have problems with television or things like that because most of us that work from home have finally figured out that we're at home to work and not to watch TV. So that's not generally an issue. But there are so many other things that can happen. And what I have found in the past is that when I don't accomplish a certain number of things, it gets very frustrating for me because then I feel like I've had a day that's pretty much been not totally wasted, but a day that hasn't allowed me to do everything that I needed to accomplish. So I came up with a daily plan sheet and I want to make it available to you guys. It's just a little tip that might help you out because it's certainly made a difference in my business when I start applying these things. I'm calling it the daily plan sheet. And what I do once a week, usually on Sunday nights, I do this to start the following week. I'll print out 7 copies of the form that you're looking at, and I'm going to make it available on my blog so you can, of course, go over and pull it down if you're interested in using it. But what I do is I print out 7 of these for the week, and then I literally will sit and plan out what my intentions are. Now, sometimes those things might change, and you might find it easier to do it by the day, possibly, but I just like to do it for the week. And so what you do is you simply print out 7 sheets and you write the date. Maybe you have a 5-day work week, then you might want to print out only 5. But then this is what I do every day. Of course, I'm not going to do any training on affirmations or any of the things here, just basically on the form to use. But hopefully you understand how important it is to have your daily your affirmations affirming yourself and affirming what you're going to accomplish that day. Today, I have spoken with 15 new people. Today, I have added 3 new people to my business. Today, I have put the fast foods away and eating more fruit, whatever yours might be. But you definitely want to make sure that you put down 5 affirmations. Now, your affirmations might be the same thing every day, but you don't want to type this out. You want to write them out. And then IPAs. IPA stands for income producing activity. You always want to make sure that you have things that you're doing every day that will produce income, because if you don't, what you will find out is that a lot of times you'll spend hours, literally hours on the computer. I've done this many times all day long and didn't do anything that really produced any income. So even though I might have enjoyed and had fun with what I was doing, I might have met a lot of new people on Facebook or whatever it might be. If it didn't produce income and I continued to do that day after day after day, guess what? I wouldn't be making any money. Okay, so what you have to determine is what are the 3 things that you're going to do every day that will produce income. I'll give you an example. My main things to do is write an article, make a video, do a posting on my blog, or it could be send an email blast, mail out 1,000 postcards, whatever it is that I'm doing that is on the marketing side of my business. That's what you want to make sure that you put here. So you every single day, if you're not doing something that is marketing your business, guess what? Your bank account is not going to change. All right. So make sure that you're putting 3 income producing things in every day. And then what I generally do after I've accomplished those things, then I'll just draw a line through it. And if I look on my paper and I see that there are no lines drawn through anything, that means I have not accomplished the things that I set out for that day. Non-income producing activities might be things like doing a training. And even though I say doing a training, sometimes training can produce income, because if you're training on specific things that involve you selling something or involves you helping somebody in your team, then that can also produce income. But what are the top 3 things that you need to do? Maybe check email. That hardly ever, produces income. Go through and comment on your team members' videos, things like that that you do that help your business but may not necessarily produce income immediately, but in a roundabout way, I think it all still does. But you want to pick the 3 things that you're going to do. Join a new forum or whatever it might be that you do, but do something that is not going to necessarily create income immediately, but in the long run it will. And then the top three things that you need to do for your home and for your family. Of course, for me, it might be, clean one room, or it might be filing papers away, filing whatever things it is that you need to do pertaining to your home and your family, because you want to make sure that in all of the things that you're doing with your business that you are not neglecting your home and your family. And then I have a little place here for appointments. Now, a lot of people use appointment books, and I do too, and depending on the type of business you have. If you've got the kind of business where you've got appointments every hour, every 30 minutes, or something like that, then of course this is something that may not work for you. But the way that I conduct my business, this is perfectly fine. I never have more than 5 appointments a day. Now, I have some things that I do every day that I don't consider an appointment. But let's say, for instance, if I need to go to a meeting, a presentation, a webinar, if there is something specific that I know is going to happen on that day, then this is where I keep that information. And again, I'll start on Sunday and look through things that I know I have to do. If I know I have a webinar every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, then I'm going to put that on that date for the sheet for that date. Then I'll go down and I'll put that appointment in on that day. But this is where I'm able to just look at this one page, and then I know for certain what I need to do for that day. And then for notes, oh my goodness, I had a really, really bad habit of jotting things down just on pieces of paper, on the backs of envelopes. I mean, I was very, very unorganized when it came to notes. And what I mean by that, I could be talking to somebody on the phone, not necessarily a lead or anything like that, but just something I needed to write down. And so by me putting this little part in place, it eliminated all of those little pieces of paper and the little sticky notes and all of that. Because by the way, I do keep these sheets. I keep them in a binder. So if I ever need to refer back for a phone number or anything, it also helps for my taxes, by the way. But if I ever need to refer back on anything, then I can kind of remember when it happened or what day, so I can go back to the sheet, and now I have something to go on. And I have really eliminated a lot of desk clutter, which of course makes me more productive. So the note section comes in really handy. So I just wanted to kind of put this little tip out there for you. I have found it to be extremely helpful. So if it's something that you think you want to use or that you can benefit from, feel free to hop over to my blog and print it down. It's going to be posted under forms, I believe. I'm not sure where I'm going to post it, but anyway, I'll have it over on the right so that you can actually click on the link that will take you to the posting, and then you can print this down. And if you find it useful, feel free. Hope this helps. Take care and make it an awesome day.